Welcome to the inaugural Two Yorkshire for a Saint Rugby League podcast. I am Gaz from the In That Number podcast. We have Jordan from the Mighty Rhinos podcast and Carl from Rugby League Worldwide. How are we doing, boys?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, all good, gents. Looking forward to the chats.
Yeah.
Aye, it's going to be good. Not sure where we start with it, but I think one of you have got a list of things you want to talk about.
Yeah, sure have.
So
So
I
I
think
just thought we could. Sorry, Gaz. Go on, mate.
no, go on, mate. All right.
I thought we could start with a bit of a review of obviously the round 23 games which have just passed us by,
Yeah,
and obviously you get some thoughts on all Super League results, really.
yeah, that's absolutely fine. I'll get those results up now, so I know what I'm looking at.
So,
Do you want to pick a game?
yeah, sure. So first games on Thursday night saw all Leeds Rhinos take on Hull KR at Headingley.
By
Obviously,
the way, what a way to start for you two.
yeah. Well, that's what I thought now, guys. I'll let Jordan have his, what you call it, his song and dance and get it out the way,
Get it
mate.
out there. Get it out there.
But yeah,
No.
joking aside, the Rhinos were definitely the better team. You know, full credit to them for a 28-6 win. They deserve winners throughout the game. So, what were your thoughts on the game, Jordan?
Do you know, I thought first, 5-10 minutes a game, I thought it looked like it was gonna be a good outing, like we discussed for a week. Both teams were attacking. I'm pretty sure Leeds couldn't even they were kicking out their own half first 5-10 minutes. It looks, like it was going to be a tough encounter, and I thought that first 5-10 minutes, I thought, we were going to have to start up in a gear a little bit because I thought you had us on back foot a little bit. Um, I just think the game swayed a little bit. I don't understand how really. I know Mikey Lewis did a kick, didn't he, on full from one at kicks. Um, I know there were a couple of errors, but I don't know. It was just crazy. It were definitely Leeds' best performance of the season, literally without a doubt. And I think playing top at table, you've got to turn it on, aren't you? And I was really pleased. I was really pleased with effort.
Yeah, I think
Captain in the game,
it's
Gaz.
yeah, I think it was one of those games where, as well as Leeds were, I think it was one of those. They just weren't a good day at the office for KR. I mean,
Hmm.
the Joe Burgess knock on the line, 99 times out of 100, he's scoring that.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
You
it's just
know,
one of those freak games,
yeah,
maybe. I don't know. Like Mikey Lewis, no, he weren't all the way there. And then you had Jake Connor treating it like he was playing a whole derby again.
yeah.
You
I
know, like
mean,
really
I,
just.
I had,
I'm going to the Shawshanks. I mean, the way he just turned it on, his head was in the
yeah,
game
yeah,
like for 80
yeah.
minutes.
There were a couple of points I wanted to ask you, Carl. Obviously, Burgess knocking around corner. I literally thought it was game on when he caught it because I know you were 18-0 down at the time, but obviously it's only three scores, isn't it? We all know 18-0 in game over. But those couple of tries that were disallowed, what were you call on that? The cat were it the Broadbent and Miller when they both went up football. What did you think of that?
It's one of them, and sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. And in sport, you get a lot of sort of what the referees see in their opinion, what decisions they give. It's not necessarily we all want we want the decisions for our own teams, of course we do. But I think sometimes you just got to take it on your chin and to be fair, up to that point, mate, Rovers didn't really deserve any luck or any rub of the green. So there's no qualms from me on that. It's like I say, it's one of them you just got to take it on your chin and move on. But yeah,
Mm,
I think with Burgess, he's obviously always going to score tries, but he's also going to, give some easy tries away, and that's just as he comes, you take it with player he is. So yeah, it's no
Yeah.
qualms from me, mate,
I think I
whatsoever.
think
Uh,
it were hard for, like I say, with 18-0 down. I mentioned in my podcast at 18-0 down, even though it wasn't game over, the way the game felt, it was. it did feel almost like it was 30-0 in a way because, like, you were pushing in second half. You definitely came out a lot more threatening. You obviously must have got an hounding by Willie Peters in dressing room. But like I say, a couple of errors, like you say, those two tries that could have gone either way. I mean, Newman offloading on his own try line. I don't understand what he was thinking. I've seen them tries given before, so that would have been game. That'd have been game on, really, wouldn't it? If they'd have gone down. But yeah, like you say, some things go your way, sometimes they don't. Um, it did very much feel like a one-way traffic game there, which was very weird. Like I say, it was very much like, do you know when we played you guys in Magic Weekend?
Yeah, we just couldn't get going.
Yeah,
Just couldn't
it
get
was
off the
like
blocks.
that. It's weird. Like I say, we don't normally play like that. And obviously you'll admit on that day you were one at the races, were you? So
I'm still convinced that if it weren't for one little bit of bad defending from Leeds, we'd have been nilled in that game.
yeah. Well, like I say, KR only scored, didn't they? Were it last few minutes, Carl?
Yeah.
Like I say, mate, credit to Rhinos because Rovers could have probably played to midnight and still wouldn't have scored, more than one or two tries. So credit where it's due, and I'm sure, Gaz has said earlier on that it's sort of a mixed bag in it. Rovers didn't play very well, but Rhinos was outstanding. So, like I've said numerous times, you take it on the chin and you've got to sometimes be gracious in defeat, haven't you? So,
I don't.
yeah, so that.
Sorry, mate. What
Go
were
on,
you
mate,
saying?
sorry. No. So yeah, that's all I've got to really say about it. There's their win from the Rhinos, really.
I just want to add one more thing. Like I don't think. I think it's fair to say I don't think you'll see Rovers like that again. Not this year, anyway. I mean, you've got big games.
I think we're in for it on Friday. I
I was
really
just
think
about to
we're in
say
for it.
it's a good game. That's going to be a good game. That. It's gonna be
I
a good
was
game.
asking about
I
that,
don't
Dad,
know.
to be fair. I don't think you're in for it. I think Rovers will win, but there's some bodies missing that will massively deplete our pack. So went off, he's out 2 to 4 weeks. Whitbread's touch and go. Hargreaves is suspended. Mickey Mack's still injured. So there's a lot of our middles where it's going to be,
Well,
Well,
what's the update?
Johnson, good news to cheer you up on that front.
go on, pal. I'm sure you will.
Dagnall's out pretty much to the end of the season, and Kyle Felt's missing out for a head protocol.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So there's
so
our exciting player and our kicker gone.
Is that
Well-
Percival kicking then?
No, God, it could be Percival kicking actually.
Could be.
It
couldn't
could be
it?
worse. To be fair, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
So I think Seattle will go out onto the wing, and on the other side, I haven't got a bloody clue.
What update on your prop, Carl? Is it CO?
This is so, yeah, that's what I was saying, mate. 2 to 4 weeks.
2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
What's he done?
Originally diagnosed him, and they thought it was quite serious. And then they come out
Yeah.
on Monday and says it's not as bad as first feared. So yeah, 2 to 4 weeks for Wasso. So
Oh, good. It looked like a season injury, didn't it? Because didn't he have a brace on?
yeah, well, 4 minutes in, he hobbled off, didn't he? So it never looks good, does it? Yeah. So
Yeah.
do we
Like,
move
see,
on to the
you
next
don't
game,
wanna,
guys?
what's that? Next
Move on to
game.
the next game, or would
Yeah,
it be in
so
your game? Your
Yeah.
thoughts on Intel FC?
they came to play. They absolutely came to play all, and I thought it was a scrappy game compared to what both sides have been putting out. I think the only difference in the game was our defence, which was pretty much spot on again. I've not seen the first try back where Robertson knocked on. I see why the ref went to the screen because he was facing our end, so he's not seeing what's happened. One of those games, a tough, scrappy game, but I mean, you take the 2 points when you can, and fair play to them making the trip down as well. There's a lot of them had a good crack with them.
Right. You want to pick up on the next game, Jordan?
What is next game? I ain't got it up.
Oh, no disrespect to Salford, but it might be worth passing that game. Obviously, Lee was at home to Salford in a 38 points to 6 victory for the Leopards.
The
I don't know if you
Leopards.
saw much of that one.
Honestly, again, with no disrespect to Salford, that was closer than I expected. I mean, it's a shame. It is a massive shame because the way their fans keep turning up, and I feel like I'm saying this week in, week out. I even spoke to a Salford fan after our game, and I said to her, it's just great the way you keep turning up. She went, we really appreciate that, but it's getting old, and I can understand where it's coming from because it can seem patronising a little bit. But
yeah, because
I mean, fair play to him.
It's one of those, isn't it, where like you, as a Salford fan, obviously you're a little bit embarrassed, aren't you? Because you don't know what's kind of going on, and then you don't know whether people are actually doing it to take mick or out. Do you know what I mean? I know rugby league really like that, but like when you say they're turning up and they're not knowing if they can field the players, and I mean, like I say, Rhinos have got two or three of the players that they've had to get rid of. Obviously, Braley's had to go to Oldham, haven't they? So it's
that must have absolutely broke him.
oh yeah, no, 100%, yeah, 100%. I feel like that's clearly just so he can have a wage. I mean, people might disagree. They've definitely done that for him, and being like, we can't help you in that sense. You've done as much as you can. You've obviously probably been like the last to go out the door, but they've definitely done that to be nice to him. I think of saying like, we can't pay you, but yeah, it's like you say, they turn up, don't they? And they don't know what team they're playing, when they're fielding, what team they're fielding, and it's hard time for a minute. It really is.
They fielded a team of strangers the other week.
Yeah,
like lone players from here, there, and everywhere. It's just it is heartbreaking for him, but it's not good for the game either.
No, it's not. It's
like
not
the professional game.
I don't. I mean, I made a point in one of my news round episodes. I don't know if you guys heard it, and like I say, I won't being disrespectful to Salford, but I wanted your take on it. Do you know, obviously, when they're on about doing these 14 teams, aren't they?
Yeah.
Or they're rumored to be adding 2 more teams in, and I made a point of that and said, do you think it should be 3 teams instead of 2? Because when you think about like who's getting, they check the grounds and they check the ticket sales and the fan base and all that stuff. That's how they kind of, tally it up in it, who goes in and who don't go.
Yeah.
Does Salford get in or keep in, or because of what's going on, do you think they deserve to not be in? And I know it's not their fault, but because they're not bringing anything in, is that, like you say, is that not a bad Super League game? Is that not like, do you know what I mean? You can't keep someone in because you feel sorry for them, can you?
I think it would be better for them to go down.
Yeah, rebuild.
Because it'll be a lot less cost effective for them.
Yeah, rebuild and start again.
Rebuild. I mean, like I had Wakefield Heritage podcast on mine, and they were saying as soon as they got relegated, 5-year plan.
Yeah.
First year, get back up. Second year, and so far it's working for them. Pretty much rebuilding the stadium as well.
That's what I mean. So sometimes, like, I know the finances side of things can drop. Do you know what I mean? And I know big players then want to move on because they want to be Super League teams and all that. Super League players, I get all that, but like sometimes, like I say, look at what Wakefield did the first year back, and they're fighting for playoffs, aren't they, with Hull? So it's like, sometimes it's needed, isn't it? And what exactly could Salford keep in Super League? Because, like I say, no one's going to sign for them, are they, with what's going on? And like I say, it's no disrespect to them, and I know it's not their fault, but obviously there's no funds there, is there, to field, a team for next year, really? So I don't know. What do you think, Carl?
I think if I'm being honest with you, mate, I'm not for the 14 teams anyway. I think the league struggle for long with 12. I mean, it's easy to point. It's easy to point finger now, but you look where Huddersfield are, you look where Castleford are, you look obviously Salford were touched on, and even Catalan to an extent. I know they've signed a few bodies last couple of weeks, but there's 3 teams there that are struggling straight away. So I don't see how we're going to make this competition stronger by adding another 2 up that will be as weak as, if not weaker. And that's not being negative. I'm just
no. I understand what you're saying.
Probably one of them we'll touch on in the next couple of weeks, won't we? In the next couple of episodes, what we've got coming up. you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's definitely up for debate, and it will be for between now and it being resolved.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, but that being said, I mean, like it's looking like if you're going to go on merit, it's going to be York, Bradford,
Yeah.
potentially Oldham if it's three.
Yeah.
With the
I'd
teams
say
that they're building, would they do any worse than the likes of Salford and Casford who are in Super League now?
hmm.
Would they have a better points tally at the end of the season than they have? I potentially can see it.
I
I'm not
think
saying what, you know, I'm
go
not
on, go
saying
on,
it won't
Carl, you
get
go, mate.
stronger. But I just think at the moment, I don't see York, you know, Oldham. I don't see them bringing any more of a fan base, and I don't see them ticking too many boxes more than the current teams are doing. That's my only, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if
downfall with it.
I
My
do like
mind's
the
right at
idea
the
of it. I
moment.
just think it's too soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they need to give these teams a bit more time to prepare to make the jump.
I think for me as well, like, when you think of like they're on about changing this to 14 teams, and you look at like back for the last few seasons when you think of like Toulouse and Lee obviously dominating championship and stuff like that. It's one of those things where it's a bit unfair for some teams because it's like Bradford have just started playing pretty decent really because they've been there like sixth, fifth or something in most seasons. And they're like up there now, and it's like if they get picked for Super League, it's like they've had one good season and they've been picked. It's like there's quite a lot of teams in there that have maintained for quite a lot of seasons, and it's like why shouldn't they get a chance? Do you know what I mean? Like say York have been all right, but Featherstone, for example, are they not in shout because of where they've been finishing the last few seasons? Do you know what I mean? They've been up there as
Well,
well. It's
with the
how do you
issues they've had
decide?
in the last couple of years, like with the financial issues they've had,
Hmm.
where they've had to let players go to pay bills and all that. It's a similar situation, but on a smaller scale to Salford.
Yeah, yeah,
But when you look at like teams like Bradford and Widnes, I mean, some top clubs in the day
yeah,
have gone into those financial troubles and had to go down a league. And
yeah.
it's taken like coming up to like, about 10 years for Bradford now, isn't it?
I'd love to see
It's going
Bradford
to take
back in.
time.
I'll be
I
honest, I
would.
would. I would. They've got the thing about Bradford is, and I feel like if it were to a case where they were picking 14 teams, well, two more teams, I think Bradford will get in. And I'm not saying it's a good reason or a bad reason, but or a biased reason, but like I feel like they'd be put in because of the history, and people would kind of like that could potentially bring more fans in because they'd look and go right, look what they did in like 2003, 2002, like they won grand
Yeah.
final. They're up there with when me and Carl were mentioning it. Well, with it last week, Carl, and we said, didn't we? There's only what four teams that have ever won grand final, and Bradford are one of them. So it's one of those, and it's like, do they get a shot in Super League again?
So, and it's again, I'm gonna say, me personally, I won't want to see Bradford in there, but I can
Would you
see
not?
why you do. I can see why you do. 'Cause it's a good derby for yourself in it. So yeah, that was Lee and Salford that we've touched on there. So Castle Catalan and Cass 38-4 to the Dragons. Thought Castleford was okay for 20-25 minutes or something like that, and then they got blown away. You boys see any of that one?
I
I didn't see about the result.
Yeah,
Didn't
same,
surprise me too much.
same, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
Down.
Castleford are very much similar to Salford this season, but without the financial sort of situation. I mean, they had the kind of bin Danny Maguire off, didn't they? Which I thought were a mistake because I feel like if they're on a bit of a rebuild, I feel like he could have been the guy that could, over a couple of seasons, could invest and kind of bring them out. Yeah, that's just the thing. And then obviously Catalans. I think we all three of us can admit that the bottom end at table isn't really where it should be really, or where it hasn't been in the last 5 years. Sort of say like Catalans and Warrington, for example, they're not usually there, are they? So
Yeah.
and Huddersfield even. It's a weird one, isn't it? So I think there's a lot more teams this season struggling than there is actually playing better, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm not surprised at the result. I think Catalans are one of those teams this year where obviously they got rid of McNamara, didn't they? They need to. They will win games. It's just like I say they're a bit yo-yo at the moment, aren't
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at this now, and 8 to 12 in the league table have all been in the grand final in recent history in the last 10 years.
they? Wow.
So you got Warrington, been there.
Yeah. Being there was
Catalan, a couple of years ago.
yeah.
Did Huddersfield didn't get there, did they? The one we're talking
No,
about.
Huddersfield didn't know.
No. Then you got Castleford and Salford, who've both been in grand finals.
Yeah, Leeds with Cass, Salford with Wigan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Huddersfield
think-
won leaders, didn't they?
Yeah. And I think that's where it's all well and good having a good season. It's maintaining that position,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
what I think. In fact, I think LKR can do it. I mean, I know you've got some players getting on there in a minute, Carl, like your Warrior Agrees, who's retiring into the season and whatnot. But once these young players start coming through and they're being coached in a similar way, which is what obviously Leeds have done, we've done, Wigan have done,
Yeah.
that's where you start staying up there then. And obviously with like Casford, Salford, and all that, they've not had the best. Like Warrington are getting there now, but Catalan as well. They haven't had the grassroots and the community clubs promoting players into the academy system, and then being pushed further on. So I don't know what I'm rambling about there.
No,
I've got a bloody clue what I'm on about, but I'm just talking.
Oh yeah, you're on about like bringing young players through, and
Yeah.
and having like sort of a
That's where you keep your maintain, where you like sustain your position there.
yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
But the more
That's what
players,
Wigan
more
and
teams that are doing it, makes it more competitive, makes it a better league.
Yeah,
Yeah, agreed, mate, definitely.
I mean, from
So last
6th to 9th, it's 11 points.
yeah, it's mental, isn't it, this year?
It is absolutely correct.
So next game was Wigan Wakefield, 44-2 to Wigan. I don't think that surprised anybody did it. Certainly didn't me.
Yeah,
I thought Wakefield would have put a bit more of a fight into it, but again,
Yeah.
I said that when we played them at their place. So I think this
Yeah.
might be the typical Darryl Powell drop off.
yeah, I were a bit surprised. I thought Wakefield were going to do them. I really did. They're a stinging team this year at Wakefield.
Yeah.
They're not a team that you can. They don't easily go away. They're almost like can't remember what I'm even
They're like
meaning
the
by.
rugby league equivalent of Stoke or Burnley at the minute.
Yeah,
They're just
yeah,
lingering.
yeah. Yeah, I was surprised. Especially that scoreline. What 38-4?
4-2.
44-2.
34-2, yeah. So Jowett got a penalty, didn't he? And that's basically it, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
game over, isn't it? By half time, probably.
You'd expect more of a fight. I think that is the overall, emotion with that, isn't it? But
Yeah.
Wigan, obviously, they do what they do, same as Saints have over the years. They started getting bodies back for the right end, haven't they?
I was just about to say
December
that.
started again. I don't
I was
think
just about-
not
Yeah.
how far away Thompson is, but they're there or thereabouts where they need to be, aren't they?
I was
I mean,
about
the
to say
difference
that.
when Bevan French is in there.
Yeah. They've got bodies back, haven't they? So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's it. So the last
This is the
was-
game I've been waiting for.
Well, it's always there, yeah. Yeah, so
I
last
shouldn't
day
laugh.
we got Huddersfield, Warrington 23-10 to
I've
the
always
Giants.
liked Huddersfield, I've always liked them.
Yeah, me
How
too.
many times are we going to see it? All I keep hearing from people is, yeah, but Sam Burgess was a hell of a player. How great Luke Manny was. Well, for me,
Yeah.
he's not
Well-
he's a coach now and he's having plenty of tools and, armory to go and do the job. He's just not doing it, is he?
Yeah. Well, guess what? So is Paul Wellens. Doesn't gonna mean he's going to be a great coach.
I agree, mate.
No, I
Agreed.
think
You know what I mean?
I think
Kieran
both
Cunningham.
though. I think both though, Wellens and Sam Burgess. If you want to compare them both, like I was saying to you, Gaz, when we were doing one of us podcasts, he needed some time, did Wellens, and
Yeah.
whether they were going to give him that or not, and obviously they stuck with him, which obviously they are showing now that it were probably obviously the right decision. The thing with Sam Burgess is obviously we all know it's Warrington's year. We always know that. He started off really well. I think I were a bit surprised how well it all kind of come about. And then yeah, they've dropped, haven't they? Like you said, like we're saying,
Yeah.
they're not
It's
where they
almost
should.
like it started too well.
Yeah, yeah, they did. Um,
The thing is, guys, how long does it get? Right. So, you're the main man at Warrington. You're dishing the money out. You're sorting the squad out. You know, how long does he get? Does he get longer because of his name than any other coach in previous? Or,
Oh,
you know,
100%.
they'll
The
just,
only
they'll
reason
just
they
keep
went to
rolling with
Vegas because of his name.
friends.
I said that. I said that.
The
Yeah.
only,
Oh,
the
yeah.
only reason.
100%, mate. But is it, what I'm asking is player cutters, or they've had a load of injuries? Because let's be honest, we've all had them, haven't we? How long
Oh,
does that
yeah.
excuse,
Bloody hell.
how long
It's
does
all
that
part and
excuse
parcel of the
go?
game.
Yeah, how long does that excuse go before that is not enough or a good enough excuse now, in your
Yeah. I
opinion?
mean, yeah, do you know what? I agree with you because we kind of had the same last season where we had a lot of players out, but you can't use that as an excuse. You should have enough depth to at least put up a fight in a game, and like with that one, they were ahead at half time, then just completely crumble in the second half. You know what I mean? Is it fitness or are they not bothering for him? But I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit of something there because, like I was saying, it's not just Warrington, is it? It's Huddersfield obviously beat them, which is great for Huddersfield. Catalans are obviously Catalans and Warrington kind of aren't going anywhere in table, are they? So
No,
it's a bit of a weird season. Like I say, those bottom four teams, it's an unusual. Even Salford, even Salford at 12. I mean, you take the financial situation out of it, and they're okay with money. I don't see Salford 12. So
no, they beat us in pre-season.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's one of those. I think yeah, I agree. I think he probably does get a little bit more time because of his name. Um, he's got a big link with NRL, hasn't he? So you know, people will be like, "Oh, he needs to go," and then it's like, right, he'll pull in a massive signing, and everyone will be all like, "All right, this is great." He signed an halfback from Australia or something, and everything's all forgotten about. But it's one of those that they're not competing other this year. But like I say, there's a few like that. It's been a poor
That's
season in that sense.
Yeah, that has been Warrington's problem for a long time, where they've been throwing money at the big signings
Yeah,
instead of
yeah,
putting a team together.
yeah, yeah. No, exactly.
And
Yeah.
this is what I allude to when I say like the academy players, because they've played together for what 5 6 years, going through
Mm.
the ranks. Then he put them in the first team. It's already gelling for the most part.
I feel like with Warrington, they always every year. Do you know when they always say it's their year? They always do a quick fix. They always
Yeah,
like say they sign. I mean, Catalans do it as well. Catalans they sign an art. They sign how many years do they sign an Australian halfback? Go right, they sign an halfback.
yeah.
Right, they sign another halfback, and it's like a quick fix. It's like they think the team's all sorted, and they just need them few players, which is probably the case, but they're not all performing, so they're not gelling. They're not. Do you know what I mean? It's taken you all season, I think, guys, kind of
Yeah.
to get your team going. Obviously, with Leeds, it's taken us at least half a season to kind of get where our best players are and what formation works better for us and etc. But if you get there in the end, it's worth it. But they're just they're not doing it. And obviously with news of Burgess as well. Sorry, not Burgess. Williams. What's your take on that? You two?
I think the only reason George Williams plays for England is because Sean Wayne likes him personally. I
Yeah,
don't think he's done enough to get there on merit.
yeah. No, I agree.
I would much rather have. I wouldn't even put Harry Smith in there
No, I won't.
just
I
because
don't.
even if he's messing about, he's like, no, get up and play the ball,
Yeah,
lad.
yeah. No,
For
I
me,
agree.
the halfbacks for England are Jake Connor and Michael Lewis at the moment.
Yeah, glad you said that. I agree.
Yeah, you two can't beat me up now.
No, you've done it. You've helped yourself out there. I
Yeah,
agree. And yeah, it's a shame because I'm sure Carl will agree as well. It don't go on merit, does it? It goes who's your best mate and who's your drinking buddy on a
yeah,
Friday night. It's such a shame. And I thought Wayne were going to be different. I know he's that aggressive manager, and I think it's kind of gone back to the Great Britain days where all the names were picked and it weren't picked on merit, like you say. You had all these big stars it looked fantastic on paper, but they never won anything because they were all big names. There were no gelling with each other. There were no. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather have
yeah.
a team full of youngsters, me personally, that are all playing well together than a team full of big names because they just don't work.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, the likes of Lee and KR, Carl, the way they've recruited is they've got these good pros who have been let go from the big club and gone, Joe Burgess will have you. Michael Lewis will bring you up. You've been grabbing these players like Josh Charnley at Lee and stuff like that. And because they've got a point to prove still, they're like, no, we can still do this. We've still got some in the tank. And they're working as a team. Rather than like say with Warrington going, oh, we'll have George Williams back from Canberra. That's not a team. That's one man.
No, yeah, 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 yeah.
I mean, we've been
Yeah,
guilty now with bringing Tristan Saylor in, but that's starting to gel a bit now, thank God.
they'll get
But
there,
if you're
mate. Won't they?
talking, oh yeah, I mean, if you're talking merit for England, I'm not even putting Jack Wellsby in there. I'm putting Max Jowett in.
Yeah, yeah. I
Believe that or
mean,
not.
the thing is, it's almost like when we were talking, weren't we, Carl, about Harry Newman, what a couple of weeks, what it last week, and he was saying, I mean, I don't know what you think, Gaz, but Carl were asking me basically if he's as good as what people think he is or say he is, and I basically discussed saying that with he's a bit mouthy, when he's not a bit mouthy and he plays, he actually is a credit to the Leeds team. Now, when you're talking about the end of the year with Ashes, would you have Harry Newman in your team?
No, it's all going to depend on Herbie Farnworth's recovery, isn't it?
Mm,
Because if he's back in time, he's picking himself, like no matter what. So you've got Newman, Wardle. I think Matt Purcell's got a shout the way he's played again
yeah,
this season.
yeah,
You've got
yeah.
some quality centres fighting for that spot.
Mm,
I like Newman and Brad Arthur. He's done the same with Jake Connor as well. He's took the hot head out of him and
yeah,
put his game mind on.
yeah, yeah.
And you've seen the player that we know he can be. Same with James Bentley as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure. Like I say, I know he's a Leeds lad, but yeah, you had him, didn't you? You'll definitely see difference. I mean, even when you think like Carl, and you think of like the old KR team, obviously there's not really any hotheads in that team. I get, but the way Willie Peters has brought you together this year, there seems to just be like a calmness to the team, don't there? Where everyone just seems to get together and they all play, don't they?
I think it's exactly what Gus said earlier on. It's getting the right environment for these people, isn't it? So it's a mixture of youth and experience that they're all lingering together, so to speak. So yeah, it's all about environment, all about culture, and people call Mikey Lewis a little bugger and all this lot, but if you took that out of his game, he wouldn't be half the player he is.
Yeah,
So he's probably our, you know,
Thing is, though,
people can get under his skin, mate. Don't get me wrong, you can lose it from time to time, but you like to think the experienced bloke like your Weir Hargreaves and your Minchellas and all them type of guys, and so Assos, so you'd like to think they're a good influence on him.
I'll be honest though, like Mikey Lewis, like he might get some stick in that, but he's no different than Sam Tompkins, Lomax. Like as a Leeds fan, we hate these players because we don't like them because they're deadly. Like I don't like. I didn't. I mean, not as much this season, because I know he's been coming off a bench and he has really low max, but like over the last few seasons, I'm quite worried when Saints trying to attack against Leeds. Like say even Wellesby, Mikey Lewis, Sam Tompkins when he were well, I know he's still there now, but he's a deadly person you don't want running at you. So these people get stick. Jake Connor got it. Jake Connor got stick. Rhinos
You
fans
notice how
hate
they
him.
all play in the halves, these players.
Yeah, I know it's funny, isn't it? It's funny. I say everyone hated Jake Connor. I remember being at game when they were getting booed from what is it, Hull FC game. He were getting booed, and then we signed him, and it's it's one of those like you don't like a player because they're not your team, and they're going and
Yeah.
it's just rugby, innit? It's how people are. I suppose that's how you've got to dislike players, haven't you? Because there's a little bit of
Oh,
jealousy.
it's all, yeah. I mean, the way I describe Mikey Lewis is he's a shithouse, but he's a shithouse at having my team,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know. And with Lomax, I think the problem we've got with Lomax now is he, I know this is especially against Wakefield because of where we're stood. He's seeing a gap and he wants to run through it, but his legs just aren't quick enough anymore.
He's had too many injuries, hasn't
Yeah. I mean, he played a year and a half with a torn bicep, I think. I think he's still got it strapped up now.
What is it? Is he 33, 34 now?
Yeah, but he's been through a lot of injuries though.
Yeah, he has. He has, hasn't he?
But I mean, I do believe
Good
he's
lad,
retiring and becoming physio after this season.
Or is he retiring?
Uh, so I've heard two different things. I've heard he's retiring and becoming a club physio,
All
and
right,
I've
okay.
also heard that Oldham have offered him a year.
Ooh.
But I think he wants to retire at Saints.
Yeah, I think that'd be safe, but I think
definitely. Do you want to move us on, guys?
What's that?
Want to move us on, pal?
Oh, good God.
Go on the spot now.
Yeah. Oh, I think, especially after last week, I think I think the car players got a bit of a bee in the bonnet now. They're going, right, we're not letting this slip. I think Mikey Lewis is going to run the game. We'll have a go, but it won't be enough, I don't think.
Jordan.
what for game on Friday?
Rover Saints Friday night.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I won't put it past it being through a couple of points. Or I know we said it, didn't we, when we were talking about the Leeds game, and we said it'll be a big play. It'll be there'll be a big playing game that'll sway it. I'm gonna go Saints. I'm gonna go Saints.
Oh, that's
Um,
brave.
I can't disagree, mate. I think it will be close.
I
I think
think Saints
Gary's
will
doing himself
scrape
a
it.
disjustice there.
Not only like I say, not in a bad thing. I just think like Leeds took a lot out of Hull in that game, um, and like the confidence went, and it's. I'm not saying that like say they're not going to come back because I think they will, and I think they'll be better for it. I really do.
We've got some breaking news
Who have?
from the Warrington website.
Yeah.
Connor Welsh retires from professional rugby league at the age of 23.
Oh wow.
Now, that is a shame because there was a good player there.
Is there any more detail, guys? Is it injury or
I will have a little nosy now while you two carry on.
Well, I love a
so
little bit of breaking news.
we'll go full predictions for this week then, Jordan? Or guys is nosy.
Yeah, go on then.
So we've got Leopards, Tigers. What was your money on?
It's
Leopards
got
being at home. Yeah, I'd say Leopards. Where you're going, guys, if you can hear me.
I mean, yeah. So basically, he just wants to transition out the sport.
Right.
So good luck to Connor.
Fair play, mate.
Yeah. So sorry, where are we up to now? I was concentrating on that sort of.
Leopards or Tigers this week predictions. Leopards
Oh,
being at home.
right. So Leopards, Tigers. I think it's an easy Leopards win.
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement to that,
Yeah.
aren't we? You'd expect this one to be an own win, but Warrington, Salford
Now,
will go
Salford
with
took him
Jordan.
close last time. No pun intended, took him to the wire.
So
Yeah,
I'll take that go back in Salford then, Gaz, yeah?
Oh, I'll be brave to won that. Do you know what? If they still had the likes of Brealey and Chris Hill and Omran,
yeah,
I think they'd have a shout, but no. I think it's going to be an easy Warrington win.
yeah.
Well,
It's gonna be a big win, I think, for Warren. That.
I think we're all in agreement for Warrington that way. So on to your team, Jordan. Let's see Leeds Rhinos, obviously at the MKM Stadium, so that might go against you slightly, but then saying that, I believe them lot from the other side of the river have only won 2 home games all year, so that might balance it up for you. What
Do
you
you know
all
when
in?
I go back to the Ryan Hall last minute try corner against Hull the last time we played? They took us right to end, and I do very much believe it'll be exactly the same. They're in a position at the moment where they've got to fight for that sixth spot, and it's going to be a tough game. It really is. I feel like Leeds will just win by 6 points.
Yeah, I'm in
Your
agreement with
thoughts,
that.
guys?
But yeah, I agree with that. Both got a lot to play for. There's a lot in the balance. So I think especially if the Leeds from last week turn up,
Yeah,
it's a Leeds win. But after watching the way Hull played,
yeah,
no, this week, yeah, it's going to be a close one.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree.
But
Yeah, I think
I'll
it'll
go
be
Leeds.
close. I think it'll be close, fellas, but I think a lot. I don't know the whereabouts of Asiata. I think he's that important to all FC. Don't know if
Yeah,
he's playing or he's in squad or what. I don't know. I don't know the whereabouts of him at the minute, but
he should have been
I think
banned for life.
it'll be
Dirty tech out, passy for a year and a half.
as close as that. As close as that.
Yeah.
So, but I will go round those. So next up we've got Wakefield, Huddersfield. What we're calling there, lads.
Um. Again, Wakefield have got a playoff place to go for, so I think I think they get out of the little rut now and they get a good little win in there now. I'd say by about 18 points.
I'm gonna
Jordan.
I'm gonna go the opposite. I think that I
Oh,
think I think that win against Warrington. I think that's going to kick them on a little bit. I feel like they're going to be full of confidence from that win because it's not. We know Warrington's not been great this year, but it's still a big win. Is that?
oh yeah,
Uh,
especially from like being behind at half time.
yeah, yeah, no, 100%. I think Warrington. I think Huddersfield are going to do it. It's going to be a tight game. I think there's going to be a lot of tight games this fixture. But I think Huddersfield are just going to win. I wouldn't even say, even maybe 4 points. But I think it's going to be tough. Wakefield will play well and they'll score tries. But I think Huddersfield might just win.
Oh, fair enough. It's an odd game, this one.
I would
Catalan
probably
Wigan.
say Wakefield, at
Sorry,
Warrington.
Carl, I completely cut you off there with your prediction.
No, you're all right, pal. No, not a problem at all. I've said Wakefield being at home and Huddersfield don't have nothing left to fight. So fight for. Sorry, they get Jordan's thingy that might a little bit of momentum after last week's win, but for me, I think it'd be Wakefield. I think we'll score so many points.
Yeah. Um. Uh, Even though it's in at Catalan, I don't see anything other than a Wigan win. Won't be as comfortable as last week, but yeah,
Was it Catalans, Wigan, and Catalans?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's got to be a Wigan win on it. It's one of those. I think they're going to keep trying for that top spot, aren't they? Obviously, they can't not. I think it becomes a thing where they're just going to try and at least secure second spot.
Yeah.
So yeah, in a way, I say Catalans ain't got out to play for, have they really? So yeah, I think Wigan will win that quite handsomely. Really, I actually do think they will.
I'll tell you one thing. If you'd have said to me 2 months ago, we'll be battling for second place with Wigan, I would have laughed at you. Because that just seemed completely out of the realm possibility from where we was.
Well, can I just say, Can I just say, because I wanted to say this tonight as well. I did it on my podcast, and I'm sure you guys will agree. When we're talking about like the lower teams, like the fourth bottom teams, that it's a bit of a weird 1 foot season. Um, when you mentioned Gaz about the closeness in the points, when you actually weigh it up, if you think of if you knock Rovers out of question, right? Because what are you 4 points clear?
I think it's right, yeah, 4 points clear of Wigan. Yeah.
4 points
Point
clear,
clear
right?
of a
So
hell of a lot of goal difference as well. So I'd like to think that would apply
Oh yeah,
really.
you got nearly 150 points
Yeah.
on top of them there.
yeah. So if you think, say, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, even. So obviously Wigan are second. Your third. Leeds have obviously nipped fourth now, which
Yeah.
obviously we had lead, didn't we? You and between us both. Like I stated in my podcast, and I've tried not to stress about it too much, is I don't think it makes a difference now where people lie in the end of the table, because when you look at, say, if the playoffs are all how it is, and even Wakefield or Hull, but say Wakefield get in, Wakefield could beat Saints, Wakefield could beat Leeds, Leeds could beat Wigan, Lee Leopards could beat Wigan. Like wherever they are in table, when it comes to playoffs, it's gonna be tight. And like I say, I was stressing quite a lot this season. I think mainly because Leeds haven't been in the playoffs for a few years. I wanted us to kind of be in there, obviously, this year under Brad Arthur, and I felt like we deserved to be in there. I thought we were going to scrape bottom at playoffs and kind of be like, right, we're just going to grind and get way in, sort of thing. We're not just going to plummet straight, and we did. We've kind of just smashed it and gone straight into playoff sort of position. I didn't think I would be rubbing up against you guys most of the season. I'll be honest.
I'm not gonna lie. I was saying maybe not getting the playoffs was a good thing for us. So you might give the club a kick up the backside and go, oh, no, hang on, things aren't right here because we're the only club that's never been out the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe that's what the club needed, that little rocket up the backside. But
You've turned it round though, and it's one of those, like say, it's a bit of a weird season because, like say, if say Warrington are on the game, you could arguably say who gets knocked out of that top six, because Warrington are usually in playoffs, aren't they?
yeah,
Who kind of, or even Catalans. Catalans, I don't know why I didn't say Catalans.
yeah. Well,
Catalans,
best ones you can get is sixth. That's the best they can get. Do 11 behind Lee in fifth,
yeah,
but the 5 behind Hull
yeah.
with
But
4 games to go.
like I say, it's one of those seasons, and like I say, when you think about in the history, look at Leeds. Leeds won it from, I'm sure they won it from fourth and fifth in playoffs. I know the layouts are different most of the season and every season, and things change out, rules are or whatever. But it just showed there, like, you don't have to be top at tree to win grand final. As long as you're in the playoff, you can turn it on. And that's what happens. So, like I say, I don't know what you guys think. I think more me and you guys, to be fair, because obviously, I think Hull are a kind of.
I think league leaders is pretty much sealed on for you now.
I would say
I don't see you being knocked off there now.
Leaders and put a spanner in the works on Friday night, guys.
I don't see it happening, to be honest. I mean, I'd be happy if we did, 'cause it's better for us, but I mean, looking at that, I mean, we've got the points difference on Wigan as well as Leeds. Do you know what? It's going to come down to the last day.
What for?
Barring
Second
KR, second, third, and fourth is going to come down to the last day. Because I know we've got Wigan, then League. So we've got a difficult running, but our last game's Castleford at home.
Yeah.
So I don't know what your running's like now. Obviously, and we know KR have got us this week, though.
What you mean?
Who's your last 4 games now?
Actually, all right. Yeah, ours is actually all right. So we've obviously got Hull FC, and then we've got Huddersfield, and then I think we've got Catalans, and I know we've got Wigan. I know we've got Wigan in there, which obviously that's going to be quite sad. I'm sure that's like coming to end at season, so that might help you out a little bit, I suppose. If it keeps being as tight as it is, and say Wigan did Leeds over there. Sorry, no, Leeds did
You
Wigan.
got Wigan away last day.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we beat Wigan, it might. I mean, I don't really know how that works for you. I don't know whether who you kind of need to win or lose that game, but it's one of those, and it's. I think, like I say, if the table stays how it is, it's not the end of the world. I'm as a Leeds fan, I'll take is it fourth. I'll take fourth
Yeah.
all day. Um,
It's home
it'll
playoff, innit?
be down as a perfect season. You know, everything's working right. We've got the right manager. And yeah, we're in a good place. So I'm happy where I am. It's just like say whether Saints can knock Wigan off the tree, off the second spot. I don't know whether it's going to happen. I don't know. Would like say you're happy to take third, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I'd take third. Like you say, it's a home. No, it's a home playoff game. I wouldn't mind the week off
Yeah,
just for the sake of resting players, but sometimes that can go against you.
it can. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone struggled with injuries this year, so um, it would be um, beneficial for a lot of teams, I think, to have the week off. But yeah, momentum can sometimes drop, can't it? And um, who would you have, Carl? If it finished top at table, who would you have in playoffs?
Sure as it stands, but you were saying earlier on, weren't you, about not being bothered. I think that finishing that top two is so important because obviously the home
Yeah,
semi-final is massive, absolutely massive.
oh,
So
it is, yeah.
I know earlier on people, you were saying, you just want to be in the playoffs and you don't look too far into it. But for me, as long as you're in that top two, it gives you a massive, massive, bonus compared to the rest of the team. So as long as you're in that top two, which it's looking likely to be French back, you'd expect Wigan and OKR to be in the top two,
I
wouldn't you?
think
So
I think for
we'll
like I
see.
said for a Leeds fan, like I say, I'll just quickly make the point of Leeds like to do it in the bad way, if you know what I mean. Like we
Well, how
went
many
from fourth.
times have you won that grand final from fifth?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we like for some weird reason, I don't know why, we like to have that away game at the other ground and not have that home tie, and we seem to grind out that way. But obviously, I'm talking Kevin Sinfield, Danny Maguire. Obviously, we're not there now, so it's a complete different look at things. Do you know what I mean? We might not be that team anymore. We might need like Carl said, we might need that home tie. Because like I say, it's a different Leeds team now. So, but yeah, as history serves, we are a team that you'd probably back Leeds to get to a grand final on form. If say like we turned it on in playoffs and we played like against the OKR team, if we played like that every game in playoffs. I'd be shocked if people wrote us off because it's like Saints as well. Saints are getting those performances, and as long as you start playing well during playoffs, that's the point of the season where you kind of you can play okay through the season as long as you can secure the playoff position and you can turn it on and be outstanding in the playoffs. You're every chance, aren't you, to get to grand final and win it? In my opinion. So I suppose in a way, KR kind of need to maintain that good record of what they've got this season because it can bite you if you slow down a little bit. But yeah, I don't think KR are gonna slip. I don't. I mean, I don't know what you think, Carl and Gaz. I think they just had a bad week, in my opinion.
I think winning that Challenge Cup in the way they did. I mean, I'm not disputing the try. For me, it was a try all day long, but to grind that out, stay in the game, not let the Reds drop, and win it, puts them in good stead for a grand final as well.
Yeah, it showed a lot of determination, a lot of pride, and it's them sort of games that set you up for showcase at grand final, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? I think you've got to win those big games and not even just win them, but just be in the big games to kind of get that experience. And I say that, yeah, I agree. It will have done them in good stead, that. And then if they win that Leaders' Shield as well, like I said to Carl, they'll have won two of the three trophies that you can get in this calendar year anyway. Because obviously, if you're talking World Cup Challenge even after, I know we're talking a bit too far ahead here, but obviously that'll go into next year, won't it? But when you look at it, when you think of OKI, it's hard to say who you'd pick for that grand final. I mean, if we're going to just talk that for a second, who do you guys pick? Who's grand final?
I think one of us three will be there, at least.
Yeah, you said, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean it's half a chance, isn't it? It's 50% chance.
I think it's going to be an OKR and Wigan final. If I'm being honest, I think it's going to be a repeat.
Yeah, does history repeat itself there? Where
Leeds,
I got to the first Championship final in God knows how long. Lost to Lee, won the next one.
Yeah,
they lost the grand final last year. Did they win this one?
Yeah, I think it'll be a Wigan OKR final, and I think KR will win, which I would be absolutely ecstatic with, because I'd love to just see Wigan not win it, just because, like I say, they won all of them last year, and I said this to Carl when Carl would ask me, because I don't know if you know, Carl, OKR are my second team. I just love them. I really do. I just love how they've brought themselves up to the plate, and they're just a team that I always, when I'm looking at fixtures, I always want to see them win. They're a great team. They're great team that come together, and the signings are great. And I like Willie Peters' vision of how they get on. So for me, I would love them to win grand final. I really would. And then it puts that other name on trophy that hasn't been. It's a new name, considering there's only 4 teams on there, 4 or 5 teams, and then it's then maintaining it for a few years going forward, trying to make sure that OKR are in that top 6 or top 5 every year, like you were saying, getting them academy players through, getting those fitness people in. Making sure that Mikey Lewis don't go to NRL. It's one of those. And then hopefully we'll get that good game next year, Carl, in Vegas.
My concern with what we've been discussing is if Rovers can keep the momentum up. Sorry, they looked a bit leggy and a bit gassed on Thursday night. I'm hoping that's a one-off.
No, I think it is. I think it is. You've got to think, like I said, Wigan took a lot out of them in that game week before.
Yeah.
And
Gazzy's right though, mate. Gazzy's right. There's still 4 rounds left, something like that.
Yeah.
And with the top 4 or 5 being so close together, one result can put everything on its head, can't it?
Yeah, it can. But like you say,
between now and then.
Like you say, mate,
three of our games are in the top 4. So we have to do it the hard way, but
like I say though,
no, you can't put it that when the switches come out.
So to give you credit, Carl, you did just play two top teams in 2 weeks. That are. I said this to you in our podcast, didn't I? That Leeds needed that game. Obviously, Wigan were fighting for obviously trying to get up table with you, trying to fight for the top spot. Leeds obviously need to keep that maintaining, with Lee and St Helens up the backside. It's one of those. So I have to give credit to you though, mate. You had 2 tough fixtures there. So it will have been almost like a grand final, both games. So I wouldn't really think too much about that, if I'm being honest. I think, like I say, I think you'll get back to it, and that's kind of a couple of weeks behind you. And I think you'll carry on like you have been.
I think beating Wigan the other week was massive.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I think that's what's got you. What will get you league leaders.
yeah. That grinding them sort of games, the big games, and we're only what, we're at 2 points.
Yeah, was it?
10-8. Shy of 10-8.
10-6, I think it was.
It what?
I think it was 10-6, wasn't it?
10-6.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, yeah, 10-6.
10-6. Yeah. 10 games, like I say, they're grand final results, them. They're the grinding out games. They're the games
And away from home as well.
Yeah, and both teams, there were errors, weren't there? Do you know what I mean? Both teams didn't play outstanding to a degree, sort of thing. Like it was a grinding game, that. And like Gaz said, you won that game, and they're big games. They're the ones that stay with you. Especially when you're coming up to the last few games. They're the games that you kind of keep you going, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like I say, I've got no argument with that. And that's where it's what a champion side does. Finds a way to win.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times did we scrape a win against Warrington? How many times have Wigan scraped a win when they've needed it?
Yeah.
Yourselves, the game against Huddersfield, when they put the kick in, Ryan Hall chased it, got in, scored in the corner to get league leaders.
Yeah.
That's what champion sides do, and it's what KR have been doing this season as well.
No, I agree.
Yeah, 100%.
Right, so who is everyone's player of the round?
Player of the round. Can I go first?
Yeah.
I'll go Lachie Miller.
For me, it was a toss-up between them and Jake Connor, but I've gone with Jake Connor.
Yeah.
Sorry, Carl. he's like, bastards.
It's sort of words out with mouth as much as it pains to kill me because he's a shit house who to play for them lot. Yeah, it was outstanding, wasn't it? We played right into his hands, to be fair. So every time he got the ball, he looked dangerous, didn't he? And Rovers, those flat-footed that couldn't move up, and he literally just exploited them every time he got the ball. But I don't agree with Jordan. Miller out the back is just a different kettle of fish when he's on it with his pace. His
I think
footwear,
he's
close to the line. He's between the pair of them, pretty much untouchable, aren't they?
Miller's been a bit of a slow burner.
Connor.
Miller's been a bit of a slow burner for me. He's been a good player all season, but he's just found that spark last 4 or 5 weeks. He's become like quite a deadly player, and it was whether we had that in his team. Because I don't know if you guys have seen the stats of Lachie Miller. He played in, I think it was sevens in NRL. He actually has only played, I think, 4 professional games. And he's 28-year-old. So it's a massive gamble signing someone like that. And, you don't know what sort of player you're going to get. And he is very much,
He's a very good read of the game.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. I wouldn't want to take him out now. I really wouldn't. I'm quite concerned because he does get some knocks, and I am concerned that he's going to get an injury at some point. And we kind of do play from the back, and like say when you think of like Ash Hanley when he runs a line. I know Carl's a fan of Ash Hanley. Is when you think of our backs this year, we've got such a good threat, and on the wings, and Miller just kind of does that for me. He finds them breaks, those gaps in defence, and sorry, I'm going off on one here. I'm just kind of fanning
That's all right. That's what we're here for
right now. People will say Jake Connor, and I love Jake Connor. I think he's been fantastic, but I had to go Lachie Miller in this round because he's been consistent as well as Connor has. He's been consistent last few weeks, and I thought Lachie Miller were great. What's yours, Gaz?
Yeah, I've gone with Jake Connor. It was a toss-up between him and Miller, but I've gone Jake Connor. One thing we're going to be doing from next week is picking our combined 13
Yeah.
of the best players. But for this week, I'm going to pick a side as a team of the round. I'm going with Huddersfield because they were behind at half time. You know what I mean? Against the odds, against a better side. The comeback. And not just come back by a bit, but they put some numbers on them as well.
Yeah.
So for me, Huddersfield have been the team of the round.
Yeah,
What about
disagree with
yourselves?
that.
I'll let Carl go first.
Go on.
No, like I say, looking through the results now, there's a couple of half decent performances from teams that, but I think Huddersfield, they've had a bit of a slog this year, haven't they? They've had a few players in and out on loan and whatnot, and yeah, credit to them, and I can't disagree with that choice, guys.
Yeah.
I'd have to go Leeds.
Now, of course, you have.
Can't pick your own team.
They were
See,
not.
I've gone neutral. I'm not daft.
No, yeah, I agree. Yeah, Huddersfield, yeah, 100%. I think when I say they were down at half time, it's a game where they're not expecting to win really, are they? It's a tough game, and it's one of those where it probably didn't matter to both teams because Warrington's kept saying for weeks, haven't they, that they're trying to get that playoff position. I think that's been over last few weeks. That obviously they've got to carry on trying to think they've got it in them to do it. But yeah, Huddersfield. See, really, like I say, the reason why I think Huddersfield will do it this week as well. I think that's kind of just going to spur them on. The fact that they haven't got no to play for, I think sometimes helps teams.
Yeah, it takes the pressure off them, doesn't it? They can just go
It
out
takes the
and
pressure
enjoy
off
the
them.
rugby.
You want to end strong as well. You want to end strong for next season. And but yeah, I agree. Huddersfield, yeah.
The only thing they're playing for is being to be best of the rest,
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So, anything else, or do we wrap up?
Have you got what else
mate.
you got what else, Carl, to add before we go?
I wrote a couple of notes down, but we'll make it quick because obviously we've been recording for a bit now, haven't we? So obviously, Cade Cust signed a 2-year extension with FC. Obviously, good utility player for them, so probably ticks a box. This is a bit of a strange one. Catalan Dragons signed Charles Staines from the West Tigers on a 2-year deal. I've watched him a few times over the last couple of seasons, but he's few and far between to getting in the West Tigers team. He's a fullback / winger, so keep an eye out for that one because I think he could light Super League up. He's fairly pacey.
I know you're quite clued up on NRL, aren't you, Carl? So
that is one to watch. Another one, Castleford Tigers finally get their man in Ryan Carr. He is the assistant at
I think it's a great move.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a great move.
It was funny, actually. I'll tell you a quick little story. I was at Coldplay at Craven Park on Monday night, and I was having a chat with Chris Chester at the bar, and he gave me the heads up, funnily enough, that he was the man. And he was saying he's got good morals, good background from working class family. And to be fair, that's probably what Cass need at the minute. That stability. But for him,
he worked wonders for Featherstone.
Yeah, 3-year deal, like I said, Castleford head coach, so it's probably a great fit for them. And then the last
enough, he's worked under Brad Arthur.
Has he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's an assistant to Brad Arthur. Is it in a union side or something? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he is, yeah.
Good shout, mate. I never knew that. Good shout. The final bit of news, Darryl Powell signs a 4-year extension at Wakefield Trinity. So obviously they're building nicely and want to keep him at the helm, don't they?
Yeah, I think it's a good move.
He's going to want to do at Wakefield what he did at Cass, isn't he? He's going to want to
build him up to a grand final and get wallops. I think he might want to do better than that.
Basically, yeah. No, I mean, like I say, you talk about obviously like the 2017 grand final and stuff. Like obviously, we know Cass were the best team that season. I mean, they beat Leeds for 4 times that season.
Yeah. Still, I'll never forgive Ryan Morgan. I can never forgive him for that stupid dart up the line of. Who would have won life if it weren't for that?
He's one of those, like say, he's I do like Darryl Powell. I have this thing though I wanted to just say quickly, like Do you guys ever like when you're watching Darryl Powell and Adrian Lamb after games? Why do they both look suicidal? Like they sit there, don't they, after game, and especially Adrian Lamb, it's like he's having a talk with a ghost or something, and he
Yeah.
just sat, and it's like someone's just I don't know slept with his wife or something. It's
Well,
it's
when we played Lee at our place the other week, like we walked round. Don't ask me how we got there. We just walked round to where they were doing the interviews, and like was chatting away to like Jenna Brooks and Adrian Lamb was being interviewed at the time. And he was by himself. Then I said to him, like, Adrian, well played. I mean, well deserved. And he was just an happy man. I'm like, have you got like two personalities, one for TV, one for not, or something? But
yeah, no, they always catch him, don't they? They always catch
yeah,
him. I'm pretty sure he
it
probably
was like, oh,
he
Tell you what
probably is a
about hell of
nice
a poker player.
he probably is quite a happy person sort of thing. But I suppose it's like out in it, he's doing a job in it.
yeah, that's it. And he's
No.
got his work head on.
Yeah, exactly. I get it. They do it the whole time, though, Sky Sports. Like they've done it a few times with Wellens, and they caught them on bad times, haven't they? When they've, probably not
Yeah,
even that stressed out, but they've caught him on a thing, and it's like, no, he's not that. I'm not. If you'd have asked him,
you
and he
know
went,
you've got
what?
Wellens in a baboon who does this. The eyebrows go up.
Yeah.
No, no, that's sound. That have you got what else, Carl? Or
No, that's my bit's done. So to sort of guys knowing it.
Yeah, I'm happy to wrap up when you two are.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
we've pretty much covered it all, haven't we?
Yeah. Next time I'll have a light on because I look like I'm in a bloody fish tank here.
oh, it's same with me though. I'm having to turn lights on and that.
Yeah.
So
Dark
yeah,
nights are coming.
yeah, they are. Yeah, I have to get torches out.
Yeah. Oh well. Right then. So we will be back same time next week. Yeah, it's going to be every Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, I've got nights tomorrow night, so I start my night shifts. So the recording might be different days. I don't know. I'll have to let you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it goes up when it goes up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
People will be notified if they want to hear it. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
So
this was the first ever Two Yorkshire for a Saint podcast, and you'll be seeing more of us.
yeah, very much
Yeah.
so.
So thanks, Jordan and Carl.